Scooch up back a little bit. Too far forward. Too far forward. Waiting for some people to join in. See if some people show up. Meantime, I'm going to shuffle some cards. And when some people come in, then we'll get started. I was looking for my deck. Okay, I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. I know we're early a little bit, so. See if I can invite some people. Get some going in the chat room. And on my way. I hope y'all show up. My hair's different right there. Don't you love my witchy hat? Isn't it the cutest? I love it. It's like really tall though. It's like really tall. I have to like squish down. But you know, it's cute. It's fun. Alright. Hey, Alex, how are you? You're on mute, so we can't hear you. Let's see if I put you in the chat box. There you
There,
go.
I got my microphone on, so I'm all good.
Sweet. I don't know if anybody else is going to join us. It just may be me and you hanging out tonight, which is good.
Well, their loss.
I know, that's what I said. I'm trying to get more consistent with this. This is the first time me doing Zoom, so I'm not sure if
Oh,
we should do Zoom or if we should go live in the group. So,
well, it's tough to say. So, hey,
yeah,
while we're here all by ourselves, I have a question for you.
sure.
I said, while we're here all by ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
um, I have a friend. We want to talk about grave magic. Because get this, she has an ex-business partner and a friend of that ex-business partner
Yeah.
who've actually made puppets of her.
Uh-huh.
And one of them was made by a Bokor, like a voodoo practitioner,
Mm-hmm.
and it carries a heavy amount of weight, and she's under serious attack right at the moment. And I
Okay.
said, and she's tried doing the pissy pot thing, like with the vinegar twice,
Mm-hmm.
and it's this one is keep on hanging around. And I said to her, well, maybe we should talk about grave magic. So she does have some dirt from a graveyard.
Okay, good.
And so I'm like, well, now what do we do?
I know. Hi, Judy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to Witchy Wednesday. Ask a Witch Wednesday. We're just sitting there chatting, just shooting shit.
Okay.
Thumbs up. So
I
whatever you have questions about, just feel free to jump in and chime in. So,
okay.
Alex, is it okay if we talk about it, or is that for a
Oh,
time?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Go right ahead. Perfect.
So, do you want to give the background story to Judy?
Okay. I'm just posting on your Facebook page, Susie, saying we're in the meeting. Come and join us.
Thank you. I just did that too. Sure.
Um, okay, so I have a friend who whose ex-business partner. Oh, here, I suppose I should move my computer forward so you're not looking at the under part of my desk. Anyways, she has an ex-business partner, and of course they fell out of relationship. And she has a friend, the ex-business partner has a friend who is the ex-wife to a Bokar. He's a voodoo priest, and they have made two puppets of her, and they are actively pursuing her energy, and she believes they're out to kill her. Because
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday, when she was doing readings, she couldn't get her breath, and the store owner could not get her breath, and they've also made a puppet of this store owner.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite serious. And I mean, she's a psychic and a medium and an angel practitioner, and she is just having a heck of a time. So I thought, I'll ask the girls in Witchy Woo and Tarot too. How do
Yeah.
we do a grave magic? I want to do some grave magic so that she can cut these people off and have them disappear out of her life to go do whatever they do elsewhere. And then she can work on unhooking energy and repairing her aura and stuff. But she can't do it while she's under constant attack, it seems.
Yeah. Now she's done the vinegar jar. Has she
Yeah,
done?
twice now.
Has
Okay.
she done the freezer?
Yeah.
I don't know about the freezer. Well, because last week we talked about grave magic, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds like this might be the really appropriate one, because if she does the grave magic, she's got a graveyard she can bury the box in. She's got dirt from the graveyard that she can put in the box. And she's doing some kind of representational thing of the two of them that she's willing to put into the box, but she really wants them gone out of her life.
Is she an eclectic, or is she follow one path?
She's eclectic. She's not following a set out path.
Okay, because if they're voodoo practitioners, when she does the cemetery work, it might be helpful if she called on Papa Legba.
Mm-hmm.
And
Judy, how do you spell that? Papa who?
Papa.
Yeah.
And then the next word is Legba.
I'll put it in the chat room.
Okay.
Legba, Legba.
Okay.
Make sure that she has alcohol so she can give them an offering.
Okay.
And also to ask for Oya.
Oya is
the Orisha for cemeteries. So if they're burying him, if they're working on a cemetery, then she should be involved and get permission from her.
okay.
I just happen to be researching this for a book that I'm writing.
Well, handy information to have.
Right.
You know? So what she does is she takes a box and she puts the stuff from these two ladies in the box with the graveyard dirt. And what else does she do?
What kind? I would put mirrors in there, and a picture. Does she have a picture of the person?
Yes.
Okay, and it's very important that when she puts it's like a mirror spell. When she puts the mirrors in there, that she doesn't look at it, because the mirrors will catch her reflection instead of the other person's reflection. So she needs to make sure that she doesn't look into the mirror when she does this.
All right.
But put the graveyard dirt in there, put nails in there, put anything that's really like disagreeable, that's going to send them or keep them in that box and keep them from escaping.
Yeah.
And then she needs to do a spell to keep them in that box and away from her, and then she can actually bury it. Now, did she work with someone in the graveyard already?
No, she has not. As far as I know. Now, the guy who assisted in making these puppets is no longer married to this. It's his ex-wife now. And I said, can't you call him and ask him for help?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. She said because she got that her guides are saying he's willing to help her. And I said, then I would pick up the phone and call him.
Yeah.
You know? Okay.
And what the mirror box does, it binds her, binds the enemy.
Okay.
Do you have anything to add, Judy, on that? Since you're researching?
No, the only other thing that I've ever heard done is putting their names and stuff inside of something and putting it into the freezer.
Yeah.
And they can't act because they're frozen.
Yeah. I've done a couple freezer spells when I put it in water or alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, and I put their name in a piece of paper, and I put it and then I take the piece of paper and I bind it away from me, so I'm like sending the energy out, and I'm saying, I bind you and keeping you away from me. I'm binding you from doing all harm to me, and I send you away. You know, if you do the love and light thing, or I send you away, just whatever you want to say. But bind it away from you, and then put it in the alcohol or water or whatever, like in a bag, in a plastic bag, and stick it in the back of the freezer. And you can also charge it under the moon and then stick it back in the freezer.
Okay. I will let her know, because I think she needs to do because my tradition is from the shamanic tradition.
Uh-huh.
I really believe that it's the as above, so below kind of works, so that you want to physically do what you want to manifest.
Correct.
You know, so I don't think that's been her tradition, but it could.
I have a friend who is so worried, who's always conscious of karma and getting karma back.
Yeah.
So what she does when she wants to get rid of somebody is she blesses them with the best job ever across the country.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that way, you know, like Judy said, if you believe in, you know, putting out bad karma and not wanting to put that out into the universe, a friend of mine did the same thing, but she owned a house. The person that was bothering her owned a house, and so
Yeah.
like, I send you away with love and light. I want you to sell your house really, really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what she did, and that way you don't put, you know, if you believe in karma, then you're not putting out bad energies that you need to take care of when it comes back on you. But that's
All
just
right.
the law of three, or the threefold, or if you believe in that. And another thing she can do is put mirrors in the corners of her house. You can go to the dollar store and get those cute little mirrors, those little hand mirrors, you know, and they're like $1,
Yeah.
each $1 a pack. You can put them in the window of each of the door, each of like the corners of the house, and then that way,
Face the mirror out.
yeah, face it out so the person or the evil spirits or the evil energy cannot come in. It reflects their image.
Right. Oh, you know, it's just as we were talking about this years ago, I got certified as a neuro-emotional release practitioner, which is a really cool modality. But the people who developed it came up with 2 meditations that you do that seem to work wonders. One is the blue room, where you create a room that is blue and even the atmosphere is blue, and you invite the person in that's giving you issues, and you physically unhook their energy hooks in your body and ask them to leave you alone and to send them on with love and light. And it seems to work in the physical pretty quickly. And they also have another one for your home that you can protect your home with. But I think she's concerned because she's had a couple of close calls with could potentially really bad accidents in the last month. So she thinks they're stepping it up and doesn't understand why they're being so vindictive. So
You never know what they're threatened by.
I know. I had a woman I've known for 15 years tell me I was a fraud last week.
Mm-hmm.
And the statement went something like, I don't know how you think you can read cards and be so spiritual when you won't admit to the faults that you have. And I'm like, that's really good gaslighting. So, you know, kudos to you for having that skill down. You will. You know, so, okay, great. Well, this gives me some stuff to get Liz working on so she can take care of herself.
Yeah,
Because I don't want to see her get in a car accident.
Make sure that she burns a lot of mugwort. She has mugwort.
Yeah.
And anything that looks like needly, like pine needles, anything like that. Sage, of course, but it seems like she needs a little bit more than just sage.
Yeah. I'm sure she can get pine needles because I think we were talking about this because she's an herbalist, so I think she's got access to white cedar. I'm on the West Coast, so I have access to red cedar.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that. So, and she has juniper as well.
Yeah. Peppermint is good for that. Anything, and pepper.
Yeah.
And a black candle and banishing oil, if she can do her own banishing oil.
Yeah.
Needs to anoint the box with that.
Okay.
And any spell work that she does, she needs to anoint the items with the banishing.
Okay. All right.
So that help some, Alex?
That does. That will give her a lot to work with so that she can construct something, because she's an herbalist.
Mm-hmm.
So she should be able to construct something that will be unique to her. And she does understand these principles. So, wrapping things up and banishing with the thread going away from her, I mean, that will make sense to her. So she should be able to come up with something that feels right for her.
Correct.
And she does have a graveyard that she can take the box and bury it in.
Good.
So
Make sure, Judy says, make sure you bring an offering of tobacco or wine. And if she's Judy said, if she's working with a deity, make sure she researches what that deity likes.
Okay.
Okay. I
will do that.
Because I have some people who work with orishas. I think they're called orishas, Papa Legua. And you really don't want to piss them off.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't piss them off. So you want to be very respectful. Make sure she does her research and make sure she's very humble when she does that. If she works with him.
Yeah, no, she's pretty humble. I mean, because she does a lot of angel work, so she's really open to that. And I mean, the other thing is that if she wanted to give her own unique spin to it, if she wants to do the I bless you with light and love and move on to your own thing, because if she's in a graveyard, she also has angels and archangels that she can call on to carry that energy away from her.
And so another thing she can do, which I've seen people do, is they do sigil magic, where they have sigils and they draw lines and symbols. She can do that on the both of her front door and back door, and then she takes some rubbing alcohol and pour the rubbing alcohol right in front of where she did the sigil, and she lights the rubbing alcohol on fire.
Oh, okay.
So that way the front door is protected and the back door is protected. Now it won't burn, like a firefighter. It'll just blue flame, it'll go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, because Benny Balwen, who did Holistic Tarot, she has a whole thing. She has a whole thing on sigil magic.
Yeah.
Because she uses Eastern sigils for all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can anoint your whole house with sigils, your doorways, your window sills, everything with sigils. And a lot of people, when I had time, I used to do my house cleansing once a month. And so every window sill and every doorway was cleansed and had a sigil with peppermint oil.
Oh, well, because I made my own. Oh, yeah, here it is. This is my Florida water that I made myself. So there's lots of protection herbs in here. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I must have put 15 different herbs in here. So I have the mother tincture in my fridge, and it's made with moon water. Yeah. So I take the mother tincture and put it in here, and then put in water I've just let sit out overnight. And it seems to be keeping the house pretty clear. Good.
Speaking of moon water, has anybody used the super moon to make any moon water, or you put their crystals out? I totally forgot to do it. I was a bad witch. I was super busy, so I didn't get to use the super moon.
No, I did. I mean, I meditated in it because Lillian Suarez had a serious healing meditation that night that was it was really interesting. It was pretty much focused on root chakra. That's what people were that was the energy that was really coming through. Yeah. But no, because the full moon is in Cancer, which is my sun sign, in January, that I'm going to lay out a couple of gallons of moon water.
Yeah, because I heard that the next one is in January.
It is.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So I was disappointed that I missed the one, a few days back, but then I'm like, oh, there's one in January. I'll catch it in January then.
Yeah, Ethany, Ethany from the Tarot Academy.
Yeah, Ethany Dawn, love her.
Yeah, she is, she has just published, or if you go to her page, she's got a calendar that she's put together for full moons and new moons for 2018.
Yeah.
And it's a freebie download, but it's nice because I got that metaphysical planner from Benny Bell Wen, so I'm just going to print those off and add them in.
Now, speaking of that, do you guys do planners at all, or do you use the
I
phases
do.
of the moon to schedule? Because
Yeah, well, there's two things. Like, I have this planner, which I haven't used this week. I have a passion planner.
Mm-hmm.
And have you seen these things?
Yeah. How about you, Judy? Do you plan with the cycles of the moon?
No, I'm lucky if I can get a day, like get everything on my to-do list done in a day.
I know. I know.
Well,
I have all the best intentions, and I just run out of time.
Well, what I'm doing for 2018 is I've got the metaphysical planner that Benny Bell Wen put out,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting it printed up locally here. So I have two planners. So my passion planner is the mechanics. It's got my content calendar in it, what I'm doing when I'm launching new courses, any of that kind of stuff is in there.
Okay.
And then I want a metaphysical planner to deal with the spiritual work as sort of a separate entity. Because I found trying to blend the two of them together just wasn't working for me.
Well, that's what I'm going to do in 2008 is I want to plan my business and what I do. Yeah, 2018. Sorry, I just went back. But I want to plan all of the stuff that I do by the cycles of the moon this year, and I really want to just experiment with that and see how that works for the business. And
Awesome.
this is the book that I got, and I really recommend this if y'all can see this.
Yeah.
It is a wealth of information. So like today, it'll tell you what you're supposed to do today, right? And it'll tell you like lunar meditations, and if you want to like actually do something on a specific day, it'll tell you. Planning, when you're supposed to cut your hair, when you're supposed to just let it flow, egg setting dates and retrograde planets, and when to hunt and fish, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's called The Conscious Living by the Cycles of the Moon. It has horoscopes in it, and it's pretty cool. And the signs, and it has actually like companion planning if you guys are into like hedge witchery or garden witchery. You guys want to plan this. It's really cool.
Looks interesting.
Yeah. So it'll tell you like the best day to plan, the best day to get rid of stuff, forecasting. So it's got tons of charts in it too also. So, I mean, you could just go all out with this thing. I'm trying to see weather forecasts, time zones. So yeah, retrograde, we talked about that. Moon tables. So it's got all kinds of cool stuff in here. So, like days when you're supposed to have like surgical procedures and papers and spray weeds and travel, and days are best to ask for a promotion, and days to, make a will, and days to get married, best time for marriage. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty intense. So I would, just for reference, if you just wanted to get a reference one, it's a cool book to get.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the
Oh, right. So I just checked on that. The actual full moon in January is January 1st. So the year begins, begins with a full moon in Cancer.
Super intensive moon.
Yeah.
Good for like planning your whole year ahead. And speaking of that, it would be a wonderful thing to use your moon for setting intentions for the whole year. And also to do like a full moon, a whole witch's wheel of the year spread. If you guys do tarot a lot.
Yeah.
And just to see what the outcome is going to be. And if you use tarot for spell work, which is what I do, it'd be a great time to do some, prosperity and some spell works for the whole year.
Well, I've never done tarot and spell work.
Oh yeah, powerful, super powerful. I did a class on it. I need to redo it or reoffer it, but super powerful.
Yeah.
It's all. Have you ever worked, Judy, with that?
No, I don't do a lot of spell work.
No, I love spell work.
No.
I'm beginning to think spell work is a way to, at the very least, ritualize intentional living.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, I think, because I used to talk about mindfulness a lot, and it's like, that's not what I mean. What I mean is being very intentional on a daily basis about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And I had never really considered ritual magic before, but over the last couple of months, it's just come to me. I mean, I have my pipe, I have my crystals, and it's like if I was still practicing my shamanic work, I would be in a sweat lodge every full moon, right? But I live urban now, so it's impossible, it seems, to do that. So how do I do that? So I'm thinking I'm going to transition a little bit more to ritual magic. So I'd be really interested in anything you have, Susie, on tarot and ritual magic, because that would be really cool.
Well, I have a book and I have a workshop I need to offer again, but you can probably get this online. It's tarot spells.
Oh, okay.
And it's by Janina Renee. But it gives you spells on like prosperity and dreams and children and affirmations and money and let's see what else, love, and whatever you need, it has, in luck and love and romance and legal and knowledge, and so it's a wonderful book. Wonderful.
Yep. What's her last name? What's her name? Janine what?
Let's see. Janine, there it is. Renee, Renee.
Oh, okay. Janina
Renee. And I should offer that class again because it was very powerful. But it's a good book to get started on if you're doing spell work with tarot. Because basically what you do is if you want to bring in more money, right, you just find the tarot cards that mean prosperity and money and abundance to you.
Yeah.
And you put it on your spell table or your working table, and you actually put your candle on there, and you actually embody that spell with those energies of the tarot cards that you pick out.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
It's good. That would be a good idea because it'll just intensify your focus.
Yeah.
Now you have an image that you're already associated with the money, so you're not, totally out spacey.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm grounded in your magic, because I just had I belong to a couple of groups that I sit for students who are working on their mediumship skills, and I was actually called and invited to sit for a student today, and he is Native American, and did this whole thing about what my spirit animals are that are hanging around and that I need to get out more. into nature, which I guess means I need to saddle up my horses and get out going cross country.
Yeah.
So, but just that whole, it seems like for me, when I meditate and open up my chakras, the easiest chakras for me to open immediately are the ones in my feet and the ones in my hand, and then the rest go after that one. But my foot chakras are almost always open, collecting earth energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine's usually my root chakra. I'm too open in my root chakra. I'm too grounded. Way too grounded. 'Cause I'm an earth sign anyways, and it my root chakra and my third eye chakra is usually pretty open, but my other ones I just need to work on. Because you can be too grounded and it means you're too sedentary and you're just like whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Well, there's this whole series of meditations that are on YouTube. I'll find the link and post them in the chat.
Yeah.
And they have the tones
Mhm.
in underneath them, so that if you're working on your third eye, it has the third eye tone. Now, this is weird, but Lillian suggested to do this because when you're in her mediumship training class, she wants you to be opening up your sacral chakra and your throat chakra and your third eye chakra at the same time.
Yeah.
So what she does is tell you to take those 3 meditations and play them at the same time. So it's kind of a weird cacophony of sound, but it kind of works. So yeah, it's a little odd, but hey, whatever it takes, right?
Yeah. I've done a lot of chakra work, but the one that really resonated with me was the tuning forks, the chakra tuning forks.
Then you'll like this stuff because it's using the chakra tuning forks.
Yeah.
So
Have you done a lot of chakra stuff, Judy?
Yeah, I've done quite a bit of chakra stuff. I'm also working on an article for my upcoming magazine on chakras.
Oh, tell us about your magazine.
It's called The Starlit Path, and I'm looking for contributors.
Okay.
This is really a plug. And it's all topics of New Age topics, because I find that there's a lot of information out there, but it's all missing the basics.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
So I'd like to. So the idea of the magazine is to give foundations, to start conversations, to go a whole, the whole gamut from, people who are want to talk about Jewish mysticism, Christian mysticism, paganism, all of everything, so that they have some kind of foundation to start asking the questions.
Yep. What's really funny is I always get a giggle. My son came home and said, "Have you seen this movie called this?" And I went, that stuff's been around for a while. There's about 5 other books before that you might want to read, So, or if you talk to people about what the Golden Bough is or the Golden Dawn, they're kind of like, what? So it's interesting. What's funny is my website is called Tea and Transformation, the Practical Side of Enlightenment.
Yeah, so we're both on the same page, basically.
Yeah. I know. Well, there was a book a bazillion years ago called The Lazy Man's Guide to Enlightenment. Have you ever heard of this thing?
No.
You can still get it. And it's a little tiny book. And it's like, this is not a difficult thing to do. So, yeah, that's really good. I have an article I wrote on why you need a code of ethics as a spiritual worker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, go to people's websites. There's no code of ethics. And I'm like, how would anyone know they were going to be treated with you if they're working with you if you have no code that is obvious and transparent? So, but that's my business model. I mean, I get it's not everybody's business model, but so. So, Judy, what's your website?
Go ahead.
What?
The website has The website is still in the early stages, meaning I'm still putting it together. The first magazine will be launched in March.
Yep. Well,
But you can reach me through Facebook.
Okay.
Through Facebook, though. So submissions at starlitpathmagazine.com.
Okay, do you want to put it up in the chat?
Yeah, put it in the chat for us, Judy, if you can type it in.
So I put the meditation link up there as well, so in the chat.
Gotcha.
Ooh, I love sharing resources.
I know, I do too. Because I mean, there's so much hidden stuff that I don't have time to look at or I miss. And then that's why I wanted to come together and actually start sharing stuff and, questioning, what do I do with this? What do I do with that? How do I do this? Because everybody is different. Everybody brings different things and they know different stuff to the table. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the whole Ask a Witch Wednesday, so we can start sharing our knowledge with each other and our experiences and what we found, what works, and and not even what works, people that you need to watch out for, stay away from, because that's a big thing too.
Well, Susie, I was just thinking one of the things that you might want to take a closer look at is if you're heavily weighted in your root chakra, that if you look at specific Kundalini exercises, because that whole thing is to release the serpent, and it's traditionally it goes up your back, crosses your crown, and comes down to your third eye, right? So and there are specific meditations and exercises to release your Kundalini.
But just be very, very careful.
Yeah.
Because I did that by accident, and I ended up very sick and at home in bed for 3 months.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is that and that's why if you're going to do that work, be gentle with yourself, but make sure that you're grounded and you're connected before you start really working that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like I've been meditating and releasing and opening and closing my chakras for 30 years. Mm-hmm. So it's like, for me, it's just like whoop, and I'm open and grounded. Yeah. But, that's like 30 years practice.
Yeah, so you can do it real fast. It's just like me when I have to throw up a wall of protection. I can throw it up in a minute, in a second, and it's done. Because that's years and years of practice and years of meditating and years of, knowing yourself and getting that powerful.
Yeah.
It's like muscle memory. Nobody can actually describe how to ride a bicycle, but we all know how to do it when we're shown a bike.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So it's like when you're doing the Kundalini work, I mean, one of the things you can do is with the meditative mind chakras is you can start with the root one. And what's nice about it is that if it's tone work, because I've been doing this thing for a long time, so I have a lot of certifications because I thought it would make a difference if I was certified in everything under the sun, right?
We're going to talk about that. But remind me to talk about that. But keep going.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I sort of don't do that anymore because it's like I look at some of the tarot trainers that are out there and I'm going, honey, I've been reading for 30 years. I am not taking a class from someone who's been in for 15. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do it. But that having been said, when I started doing work as a hypnotherapist and dealing with the whole subconscious mind, I actually believe that you can take those meditative mind meditations with the chakra tones in them. Mm-hmm. And they're like, some of them are 3 hours long and you can just put them on put the music on with the tone while you go around and do your work by simply being intentional that you will allow the music to do its work at a vibrational level on your body while
Correct.
you do other stuff.
Correct.
Because I'm just a bit of a multitasker, you know.
Yeah, it's
Like,
I was burning sage for us, but yeah, it's interesting to do that and
yeah.
to hone your skills onto it, so you know you can do that really fast. Now, speaking of the certificates, because you know that was the big thing that was going around recently, right?
Oh, well, the whole Doreen Virtue thing, I mean,
Yeah.
all those people who got her certifications, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, I don't think that invalidates their education, but I mean, like, when do you have enough certifications?
Correct. This is my philosophy about it, because we're not regulated. You don't
Yeah.
need one. It's nice to have one just so that you've been dedicated and you want, to yourself and your practice, but you don't need one. So my whole thing is do it. Get out there and do it. And
Yeah.
don't wait to be certified. Don't say, well, I don't have a certification in tarot reading. I can't read tarot. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You don't
Yeah,
have to
you
be
can.
certified. And a lot of people get hung up on that. I'm certified just because I'm the type of person that I have to have steps, and I have to show progress for myself. I
Yeah.
didn't do it for other people, and I sure as heck didn't give a whole lot of money like what's her name, which I love her, but I forget her name. It's not Benabel Wynn. It's Biddy Tarot.
Oh, right. She's outrageously expensive.
Thousands of dollars.
Yep.
Thousands of dollars. And I know a lot of other people that will do certification for cheaper. Now, the Tarot Guild, I joined the Tarot Guild and I love them. And they had a special for tarot certification and other certifications. I think it was a Black Friday sale. It may be going on still. For everything was like $19. And you can get certified tarot read. I think their special was like $79.
Yeah.
But there's
Well,
other ways to do it. You don't have to be
as,
certified at anything.
You know that there was a university in England that was giving a master's degree in divination?
no.
I want that just to say I want it.
Yeah, I wanted it also. It was, I think, Carrie Paris.
Yes. I stumbled upon Carrie Paris. I'm gonna write that down because she started me on the charm casting
Yeah.
and the Magpie Oracle.
She was at a workshop that I was at in Kingston, Ontario a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
She and Joanna, oh, I don't remember the name, Colbert, the one who did the Gaian Tarot,
the what tarot?
the Gaian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they were both there as speakers in Kingston, Ontario.
No, I would.
Wonderful. Next one is 2019. Save your pennies.
In Canada.
Yeah,
Where's that one?
it was in Kingston, Ontario.
Oh, where? I was sorry. I'm still caught up in the university that was doing a Masters of Divinity in England.
I know.
Yeah, Carrie Paris was talking at this conference in Kingston, Ontario.
Oh.
They have it's Tarot and Lenormand.
Do you know the name of the school or the website that they were doing it, that was offering it?
Cambridge, I think. It was a joint program between anthropology and religion, and I think there was a whole bunch of other things
Oh, so
together.
you actually have to have a master's degree to get into that program.
No, the idea is you get the master's degree.
Wow,
You
from
go in.
Cambridge.
Yeah,
Wow, that's a lot of money.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. And the thing is like, do you need it? And because I'm not even sure who was saying it, but somebody I was reading recently was saying that you can, I mean, like, anybody can say, I will certify you, but you have to look at the credentials of the person who's certifying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's that group called the Angel Network,
Yeah.
Angel Practitioners Network.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go and do a read, I would never give that man 1 thin dime. Not one.
There's another place that's offering for $39, but they don't tell you anything about what you're studying. There's no pantheon. They're not talking about. It's like the last thing is the last set of courses is law of attraction, how to get money.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're practicing with other like real practitioners or a coven or
Yeah.
people who would know what's going on. It's just
So,
go
Judy,
slow.
are you in Canada?
Yeah, I'm in Quebec.
Oh, you're in Quebec. Where?
Just outside of Montreal.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I'm in BC.
Oh, okay. The other end.
The other end. Well, what was really funny is that reading I was in earlier, part of it was just about the legacy out of my family. And I said something and then of course I'm Canadian. So we all know that I'm kind and compassionate and inclusive and polite, and the guy who was actually the reader kind of didn't know what to do with that, but the person who was running the course, his mentor, had just come up to Canada for his very first workshop and platform work as a medium, and he was like, I can't believe how weird you Canadians are. And I'm like, get over it. We're not American, clearly.
Yeah.
So
I'd
yeah.
love to. I know my boyfriend and I were like, I want to move to Canada. I want to move to Canada. Because, I'm in Austin, Texas, and it's pretty liberal. But the U.S. is not what it used to be, especially with Trump. So we're like, we want to move.
You saw that the cover of Time magazine, right? And it's persons of year.
Yeah.
I mean, as crazy as Trump is, he has been a lightning rod for change.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's. I mean, because without trying to run for Senate, you wouldn't be having a conversation about how is it that the Republican Party, and this will stain left a pedophile because they need the votes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my other rant is, as a light worker, what's your obligation to be a community advocate and activist?
Correct. I know.
They're one. Right?
I know. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's like time to knit your pussy hats and get out there and do something.
And that's another thing is that, a lot of the light workers don't have voices anymore. They're just like afraid to come out and say that they're light workers, they're healers, they're afraid that, that they just want to keep it in the closet and not come out when we need them the most, which is now. So no matter what your political views are, it's just that now is the time for us to, come together as a community and start clearing each other out and, healing each other. And a lot of people are now, they're afraid to do it.
I agree.
But that's just my thoughts on the thing. So we've got about 5 minutes. So
do you remember? I don't know if you remember. Do you remember years ago? I think the first year might have been 1980. There was a group called the Qantas Foundation, and they came out with a book, and they did a world meditation on January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it would have been, and it was at midnight Greenwich Mean Time, which ended up being like 4 a.m. in BC.
Mm-hmm.
And I was one of the, and it was 1983, 84, something like that.
Yeah.
And we did a world, like, I couldn't believe I actually did this. But we had a thing called the Plaza of Nations at the old Expo 86 place, and it
Mm-hmm.
had all the flags of all the countries in the world. And they gave us that to do a meditation at 4 o'clock in the morning and tell us, who never does a freebie for anybody, ran in a free phone line for us. I don't even know how the hell we manifested that. We had a piper who was across the street from the plaza. We meditated for 3 minutes on world peace, and then he started playing Amazing Grace on his pipes across the street so that it hauntingly came into this site that
Yeah.
was on the water at 4 o'clock in the morning, full of candles. And we were packed. We had a couple of 3,000 people there. No
Yeah.
internet. We just phoned people. Like, it was insane. And
Wow.
we don't do those kinds of things anymore. It's like we kind of think almost as if we don't have to gather in
Mm-hmm.
world peace meditations. And the whole point of this was everybody in the world at the same time was meditating for world peace.
Yep.
You know?
I would love to do that again. I wish someone would start that.
Well, you know what they say, Susie? If not you, who? And if not now, when? You know, I mean, there's enough. I mean, you could do it. I'm just trying to see how this
Even if
worked.
you did it midnight at local time and it was going all over the world, so it would be basically 24 hours of meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you could do that too, because then then you have a wave of energy going around.
Mm-hmm. It's like a pool.
So,
That's
yeah.
It's like a, it's a huge ripple effect. You have one intention, right, the starting point, and everything just ripples out. It's a whole wave of energy. And people don't understand how powerful it is.
Yeah.
So, well, all right, it is 8:57.
Well, see,
Go ahead.
they're still doing it, Susie. It's called the hourforpeace.org, and it's December 31st. Let me just post this. So it's still happening. Maybe we should just promote it more.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, because we all have networks of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's what it's called. But the first one was, I just looked it up. The first one was 1986.
Okay. Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. And there was a central committee in New York or something, and they actually called us because we were the furthest one on the west coast of Canada. So
I'll have to look into that. All right.
yeah.
So it is 8:58, so I'm going to wrap it up. Does anybody have any other questions or anything they want to talk about before we say adieu or blessed be
No.
or merry meet? Do you guys have a greeting that y'all talk about or parting words? Because we always say merry meet, merry part, merry meet again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my typical Canadian thing is have a good day, and I used to tell my kids, be brilliant. Be brilliant. Go to school and be brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me pull a card for us, and then we'll send us off.
Okay.
Light and love and brilliance. Be brilliant.
Yeah. Judy's laughing because she knows we always hang up the phone. Have a good day. Even if you're online to like the Rogers people or the, mobile people, you're just like, Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Yeah, so we do too.
Well, the other thing I was thinking of is that the full moon is going to be on January 1st, but depending on how much drinking is done on December 31st, there's going to be more than one full moon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. There
Yep.
is going to be, for sure.
All right, let's see what we got. This is my new deck I'm trying out, and I'm not really sure how to. This is interesting. This is the vice versa deck. So this is the card that I pulled, which is the Ten of Pentacles, right? It's about happy home and stability and money and wealth. So we all like that, especially
Yeah.
with the holidays coming up, because you know with the holidays you gotta spend money. So this is the front of the card. So I'm so glad we picked this one, right? But with this, it's called the vice versa, and this is the back of it.
Oh.
So it's like, what are you, if I pulled this side of it, it would be like, what are you giving to other people? And what are other people seeking from you? Are you giving enough? Are you being the support
Right.
that the family is looking for? So it's a pretty cool deck. So this is like the front. This is what we picked.
Yeah. And what is that? That's the Ten of Cups?
Ten of Pentacles.
Ten of Pentacles.
So that's our card. I like it.
I do too.
Ten of Pentacles. It's a good card to get.
Well, that's a good card to send us off to this week.
I know, that's what I said. That's a good card for us to get this week. So
I know. As we go into mid-months and, you know, we've all got stuff we're offering. I just got somebody pre-purchased 2 3-card 1-question readings from me and paid me by PayPal. It came in while we were talking.
Awesome.
That's
See,
always
there you go. Manifesting it.
I know. Because I'm not doing a formal 12 days of Christmas, but I'm advertising the stink out of people purchasing gift certificates for Christmas.
So I'm not running, but I'm going to be involved in the 12 days of Christmas. I think our first one is tomorrow.
Yeah.
So they're giving away a lot of stuff. It's a telesummit. Mine is on Friday at 8. And I posted that in the group, but I'll post it again because we're advertising the crap out of it. So don't forget that. And is there anything, Judy, that you want to share? Any offers or anything that we can talk about or need to spread?
The only thing that I'm looking for is contributors.
Okay.
For the new magazine.
Okay.
Well, I'll send you an email. I'll send you an email tonight so we're on each other's email list. Okay, Judy?
Okay. Perfect.
And I'm thinking of doing, I'm just going to pull it together. I'm in the middle of writing a pretty heavy program that's 5 hours long on residential tenancy, from starting a tenancy to having to go to dispute resolution because you've got an asshole of a landlord.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty extensive and it's got to be right. But what I want to do also with that is, because I could release the first 2 lessons now, is to do a 1-day or a 2-hour class on getting your 2018 goals written and workable, so that come January 1st, when the full moon is up, you can put those goals out there and go for it. Right? And just making them like little one-off, very inexpensive courses, and doing one on how to develop your code of ethics. But I sent that article off to Amethyst Mahoney, and I said to her, I will give you the right of first publishing on that article, but you don't own that material because I'll be offering it as a workshop. So I haven't heard.
We're talking about writing the ethics.
Yeah, just how to do that. I mean, like, a lot of people, like, I know what I've seen is people are like, they want to do a code of ethics, but they don't know how to take the first step. So if they could just take the first step, they could get the rest of them done.
Yeah.
right? So we can do that in like a Zoom meeting with a workbook so people are working together, and then just have it as evergreen material on my website, right? But no, I think it's really important that, because we say we have principles and that we act on them, but have you ever written them out? Because it's different when you write them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? It's really different. And especially around business, because your code of ethics is going to define how you do business.
Correct.
Like, we've all figured out why we do business. Now, how do we do business?
Correct.
So are our principles reflected in the day-to-day work that we do in our businesses? And I just think I think there's a workshop there.
Yeah, I think so. I know I'd be interested in it, code of ethics. See, I can't even say it right.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, and I tinker with mine still, you know, or I'll add something or take something out or frame it kind of differently, because it's not set in stone. It's not like my principles are changing, but my ways of expressing them change,
Yeah,
you know?
and it's always evolving, because with the business that we do, we encounter different people all the time. And you're like, oh, I've never experienced this before. I've got to put this in my code of ethics, so when it comes back around again, then I know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
And somebody, I mean, it's somebody we know just had who works the hotlines, and she posted over on her page that she had someone come in and wanted to know person A or person B was the person who was abusing her daughter. I wouldn't touch that question with a 10-foot pole, right? I would be, no, you need to, which is why sometimes it's really important to have at least national numbers of where people can call.
Yeah.
And to refer them on, because you can't legally, you couldn't touch that.
No.
You know?
So don't forget that it's Share Saturdays in the group. So if you have any offers or anything, make sure you post it in Saturday. And
okay.
You, Judy, ask for collaborations and contributors for your newsletter.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to do that. But I think I'm going to wrap it up. So anything else?
Okay. Well, listen, thanks, Susie. And I really like the fact that you let me unbox all my tarot cards on your Facebook page.
If anytime anybody wants to go live, just go live, because it just gets the vibe going and raises energy and gets us communicating. So yeah, I want to go live. So all right, so I think that's it, and I'm gonna do it every Wednesday. So we'll see you around next Wednesday, same bat time, same bat place, and that's it.
All right.
All right. Bye.
All right. See you later. Nice to meet you, Judy. Bye, Susie. Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Well, I'll probably talk to you before then, but night.
Good night.
See you around. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.